Hello, sports fan, and welcome to the Packs for Breakfast All-Star Team. It's time to close this thing out by picking a closer. This is the last thing we need to do. We've picked every other team. I've done a bunch of videos on these. I've got Randy Johnson as my starting pitcher. I've got Ozzie Smith as my shortstop. Arenado as third base. Biggio at second. Ricky Henderson is going to do the DH work. Albert Pujols at first. Mookie Betts, Aaron Judge, and Ken Griffey Jr. in the outfield with Pudge Rodriguez catching. Now, if the game is close, when you got that kind of firepower, you need a closer. Now, which of these three would you take? You know, the choice is probably obvious, especially if you watch baseball now. If you watch baseball back in the 90s, you're probably looking at these guys going, how did they come up with Roberto Hernandez and Rob Dibble? Because they don't put a lot of closers in the baseball card packs, which we pick every Sunday at 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Chris and I open up a bunch of packs of cards and we try to come up with all-star teams. We've come up with a bunch of all-star teams, and these are the closers we've come up with that we've managed to find. I think we've had an Eckersley in there before, but I never got that card, which Eckersley would probably win this, but maybe not, because he might be the Class A of this field. Yes, I made that pun. So, we'll start with Roberto Hernandez, because you may not have heard of him, but he was good. 67 and 61 with a 3.45 ERA. He had 326 saves. That is a lot of saves. He pitched in over 1,000 games in 17 years. He bounced around to 11 different teams. He was the ultimate journeyman. But, he was obviously good enough to still keep getting picked. Rob Dibble's a little bit different of a case. He only pitched for 7 years. He had a 27 and 25 record overall with a 2.98 ERA and only 89 saves. He didn't play long enough. He had nasty stuff. He had one heck of a fastball. But it's like he just, injuries must have kept him from going on. So easily, Rob Dibble is probably not. As much as I liked Rob Dibble when he was a part of the Nasty Boys, he was only a part of them for 2 seasons because Norm Charlton, Randy Myers, they were only really together for 2 solid years before they were kind of broken up and split apart. But they were fun to watch at the time. It was a nasty bullpen. That leaves us with Roberto Hernandez and the guy I'm going to talk about now, Manuel Clase. 16 and 23, 158 saves with a 1.67 ERA. This guy, in my opinion, is a bargain because he's only played for 5 seasons, and he's on a contract that's 5 years and $20 million. And it's through 2026 with team option years in 27 and 28. Well, he had 47 saves last year. He led the American League in saves. He's unbelievably good. And I think he's just going to continue to be great. And I think he's got at least another 4 or 5 years of greatness. So we should easily be able to put up, if you're going to say 4 or 5 years, let's just give him 5 years at 40 saves on average. You're going to put up another 200 saves. That'll be 358 saves. But I believe his ERA will be better than Roberto Hernandez's. So this is not going to be this difficult of a decision. We are going to go with Class A. And that's all-star for now.